Girl, look in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, as many of you already know, that I am not against interracial relationships, marriages, or whatever. I'm all for them. You go wherever you feel happy. You go to whomever treats you right. Now, what I'm going to discuss with you right now is something that I would consider a warning to young black men in particular. When it comes to dating a woman or marrying a woman who is white. Again, I had no issue with that. But I need some of the brothers to understand that everybody will not be so welcoming of y'all union. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I'm going to let a white lady speak on it. And then, of course, I'm going to give you my analytical commentary on it. And this video is for educational purposes. So let's go ahead and get started. 1 second, so I put it on your screen, y'all. Give me a moment. Hope y'all doing all right today. All right. As I always say, let's get it.
If you are a white woman and you are dating, in love with, married to a black man, I want you to listen up. There are certain things that you need to know. And I don't think this is spoke about enough. But the most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman.
I agree 1,000,000%. What do I mean? Let's be honest with everybody here. When a white woman is thought of as being mistreated or mishandled by a black man, the police come for that black man. They have already judged that black man. And sometimes that black man don't survive the encounter that he has with the police simply because they think that they are doing harm to a white woman. Now, in some cases, that may be true. But in most cases, it's not. Remember that guy, I can't remember that black guy, Jonathan Major. He got into it. He barely did anything to his woman or something, but they came down on him. When you are dealing with a white woman as a black man, you have to be cautious because everybody is not happy that the two of you are together. So there's going to be a lot of cultural differences. Unless she's really immersed in hip hop and reality TV shows and want to be black and all that stuff. But still, her complexion will be able to give her accessibility to places that you cannot go. And there's going to be issues from other people. And if a white woman wants to be with a black man, she must be cognitive of that. She must be aware of this, that the way she behaves in public around a black man would not be received the same way it would be if it was a black woman and a black man in public. What do I mean? If you see a black woman and a black man arguing, you don't think nothing about it. Everybody say, hey, that's business as usual. But if you see a white woman and a black man arguing in public and their voices are lifted, for some reason, they think the black man is a perpetrator and that the black man is going to attack her if he hasn't already. This is what she means by the white woman's tears. Now let's continue.
The most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman. And if you truly love the black man that you are with, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, including protecting him from yourself. And what do I mean by that? My son was dating a white woman. My son is biracial. They got into an argument in public, and she started to scream and cry. And my son immediately left the scene. She was outraged. She couldn't believe my son left. My son left because my son knew that if he stayed there and this woman was crying and screaming at him, a black man, there was not going to be any questions asked. He was going to be thrown to the ground. He was going to go to jail. It was not going to be any questions asked because this white woman was crying and screaming about him.
See, this happens all the time. Racism is still alive. It's just more covert, more hidden. What do you want to say? Let's not forget the situation about Emmett Till. How that young man lost his life because allegedly he whistled at a white woman. That was way back then. Okay? But it's still happening today. And I will be providing footage of something that has happened recently like that. Okay, so I don't want us to be ignorant of the dangers of interracial relationships, especially with white women. Okay, again, I'm all for interracial relationships because I've been in quite a few interracial relationships. Okay, so don't take it as me putting it down. I'm not. I'm just trying to educate you and bring you some type of awareness of, especially the white lady, that if you're going to be with a black man, you must be aware of how America views the black man. You must be aware of how society looks at black men. And you must be aware at how reactionary people are in society when it comes to black men. So being with a black man is an awesome burden, and not in the negative way. I should say it's an awesome responsibility, and vice versa from that man to that white woman. But every relationship is a responsibility between each other. You have to be responsible for each other's safety to an extent and everything else. That's why I want to talk about it. Let's keep going.
Now, I'm sure this female may have been hurt. Her feelings was hurt. She was a little emotional. However, when you are dating a black man and you're a white woman, you need to understand that sometimes your fucking feelings and your emotions have to take a fucking back seat to not cause harm to the person you are dating, that you love, that you are married to. And I'm not telling you that if you are truly in fucking danger, not to get help. But if you're just emotional, you're just pissed off, and you want to scream and hoop and holler, in public is not the time. Because that can turn out very deadly for the black man that you claim to love so much, whether you realize it or not. If you were just dating a white man and you were yelling, nobody would really pay any attention to that shit. But when people see a white woman and a black man and you're screaming, all hell will break loose. Because when white women cry, everybody responds. Even if the shit is stupid, even if it's frivolous, even if it's a lie.
This is a white woman telling you this. So you can't say it's a black man saying this. You can't say anybody being biased or racist. This is coming out of the lips of a white lady. And those of us who share my skin color know she's telling the truth. Let a black woman be out there crying. People walk right past her. Let a white woman start crying outside. People gonna try to come to her aid. It's been like, now, keep in mind now, I'm from down south. I'm over here in Texas. And before I moved to Houston out here, and before I moved to Richmond to build my house, but I stayed in Houston about like 15, maybe 20 years, I think. But anyway, before that, my military background, all that, I'm from a small town originally, the sticks, the backwoods, very small. You get what I'm saying? Now, where I'm at, there's a lot of racism where I'm originally from. So I can see what she's talking about. Okay? I grew up around real prejudiced folk. I grew up around when they had blacks and whites fighting in the school. Like it's a gang against a gang. I grew up around that. Okay? Those are the things I've experienced. And I can tell you a whole lot more. It's really bad, but that's what I've seen. So I agree with her. There's a difference. It's what they call white privilege. That's what white people call it too. Black people call it that, and I stand on the 10 toes down. That's what it is. And then there's white people. That's what she's really talking about. She didn't use those two words, but she's speaking about white privilege, and it does exist. Okay, let's keep going.
Stupid, even if it's frivolous, even if it's a lie. The most deadliest thing in this world are white women tears. I have said this time and time again, and I learned this very, very early in life. I grew up in the projects. I was raised by two wonderful black women that helped my mother raise me. So I know what I have witnessed, what I have experienced, and I know for a fact of what I speak. I learned very early in life that I could be a voice for my friends and my family because people would listen to me far more than they would listen to them. And if you listen to anything I have ever said to you on this app, if you are a white woman and you are dating a black man, you are in love with a black man, you are married to a black man, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, even if it is protecting him from you. Handle that shit at home if you are not in danger.
Yes, ma'am. She's telling the truth. Now, remember, I told you, I'm going to show you something that happened recently. So hold on, I'm trying to look for it right now. About where a black man, in this case, got stopped. The police was called on the black man simply because he looked at a white woman for too long. Okay, he wasn't being a perv or anything like that. She just didn't like the fact that a black man's eyeballs was looking at her. So remember, like I said before, the comparison. It's not really a comparison because what happened to Emmett Till was horrible. Okay, it was horrible. But in principle, it's the same. In theory, it's the same. How America, way back then, during the Jim Crow era, would rush to the aid of a white woman, even if that means aiding her would mean ending the life of someone black, right? Same thing here. So let's get to it. 1 second, y'all. Give me a second as I pull it up. And I think it's one of them low clips. Like I said before, y'all, it don't be my equipment. The clips that I get when I do research, sometimes they are just like that. I can't raise the volume on them. Okay, so sorry, man. But let's get going.
That video is going viral, and the person narrating it claims police questioned a black man after a white woman said he looked at her suspiciously.
7 Action News reporter Brian Abel is live outside the In-Season Cafe where this all happened. Brian, fill us in.
Carolyn, an employee inside tells me they've been getting calls on this all day. Why? Because it happened right here as a man was supposedly walking inside across the street to grab a bite to eat. That man in the video going as far to say that Royal Oak should have a warning sign, don't stare too long. This Facebook Live video now going viral.
I am in Royal Oak, Michigan. I was going to the CVS over here when this young man is stopped because a Caucasian lady said that he looked at her suspiciously, and he has been pulled over walking to go to eat by 2 police officers for suspicion of being black.
The person who shot the video and narrates claiming that the woman who was looked at and called police watching the questioning from her white car across the street. The man being questioned, who says he was walking into In-Season Cafe at 4th and Knowles, even apologizing to officers.
I'm sorry for wasting you guys' time.
The man,
How old are you?
I'm only 20 years old, man.
seemingly growing irritated as the questioning drags on.
I need to make that like a warning sign before you look. Don't stare too long because it's already.
No, don't be black and stare.
4 minutes into the video, more officers arrive.
This is stripping right here. I don't believe this. Hello.
The man then allowed to go.
He's just walking down the street to meet his girlfriend at a restaurant. This is the restaurant owner. He's free to go. Woohoo!
An officer telling witnesses this.
I mean, I don't understand the big deal. We had to respond, right? We had to respond.
The restaurant's general manager in response.
If that were me walking across the street or walking in, this would not be happening because I was looking at her while I was trying to park.
Now, the restaurant did comp the man's meal after another customer inside offered to pay. As for Royal Oak Police, they declined a request for an interview, as well as declining to provide any information on this whatsoever, other than confirming that internal investigation tonight. Reporting live in Royal Oak, Brian Abel, 7 Action News.
There you have it, y'all. That happened not long ago. So we still dealing with some of that stuff, man. Walking around being black. So what I'm saying is, be aware of every situation that you choose to be a part of. Because I do declare that sometimes they have some bad endings to these relationships, man. And it don't be because one cheated on the other. It could just be a misunderstanding from outside people. So anyway, you let me know what you think about this. I might do another video today over there. Just interracial relationship. And then get back to my dismantling of the mustard back heifers. All right, then. I just thought this would be a good warning or a teachable moment. Like I always say, y'all take it easy and y'all be safe now. You hear?